Hi everybody, welcome back another technical demo around the Quarkus application. My name is Daniel. I'm working for Red Hat as a technical marketing major. In this video, I'm going to showcase how to use a live coding on remote development rather than your local machine. As you already know, Quarkus already provides the live coding functionality for Java developer, which means you don't need to repackaging, rebuild, rerun your application whenever you change the code. And it's possible to use a dev mode remotely, so you can run the Quarkus application in container environments such as OpenShift container platform and have a change made to your local file, it will become immediately visible. This feature allows you to develop in the same environment you will actually run your Quarkus application in and with access to the same services. Just one thing, you want to make sure not to use this feature in your production environment because if you use this feature in your production environment, maybe you cause the unexpected error in your production environment. Okay, let's jump into the demo. Okay, here is my local environment based on Quarkus 2. Let's try to create a new Quarkus project. I'm going to specify the artifact ID and a project name and the version ID. So let's say the project name Quarkus Station Remote, and the grid resource is a default resource name will be generated automatically to export the RESTful API by REST Easy, the one with default functionality of the Quarkus application. As you can see, here is the generated resource file, export hello-rest easy, and then we're going to run this application as uh, Quarkus dev mode, just to make sure this application is working and live coding is working properly. So using a Maven command line, Maven Quarkus dev color dev, and it takes a few seconds to start up our Quarkus application. Now we just started the Quarkus application and the dev profile and live coding is activated. So let's go to the endpoint. This is a new landing page of the Quarkus 1.10 to final version. And then let's go to actual endpoint, and then we can have the hello rest easy, the output message. Try to change the code. Hello rest easy for local from local, and then we're gonna reload this application endpoint, and then you have find the change code. Okay, I'm gonna start the developer mode, and then I'm gonna package this application, but I have to add some configuration to build this application as a mutable jar file. In order to that, I'm gonna add the Quarkus package type with the mutable-jar because we need to deploy mutable application because we need to keep changing the code from local to the remote, which means we have a mutable application. So this feature actually Quarkus to use the mutable Java format and the mutable application also include the deployment parts of the Quarkus. So they take up a little bit more disk space. If you run the normally, they can start just as fast and they use the same memory as the immutable application. However, they can also be started in dev mode. And also, we're gonna add host type as default if you because we need to run this application on container platform, and also the library load password will be used for security communication between remote side and local side. As you can see, we just build this application. Once we build this application, you can find you generate the directory Quarkus-app directory under target, and then you can find the mutable jar file named Quarkus-run jar, and there are all necessary library will be there in the same directory path. All right, so let's try to make sure if I already logged in an OpenShift container platform with the right project. So Quarkus-remote, let's go back to OpenShift container platform with the dev console. Here's my project. As you can see, there's no resource at the moment. Okay, we're gonna use a few OC command line. The first of all, we're gonna create a new build strategy based on binary file, and then this binary build based on OpenJDK. And then once we're done, we're gonna start this build. And behind the scene, we're gonna upload all the mutable file and the necessary library into OpenShift container platform. Let's go back to OpenShift Developer Console and go to Build menu and click on Actual Build Process and click on the Build Logs. And you can find all the progress, how the process is going during your build application. It takes a few minutes to finish your build application because we need to upload all file such as mutable file and the necessary. And once we build, we're gonna containerize this application and push it into inside the container registry on OpenShift container platform. Okay, we just finished the push is successful, and then uh, go back to our ID tool and let's try to new application based on that image. One thing you need to do, add one environment variable like a Quarkus launch dev mode is true. This environment variable allows you to run your mutable application as dev mode. Okay, we're going to add a label to make this pod as Quarkus. As you can see, the Quarkus icon shows up. When you go to log file inside the Quarkus pod, as you can see, the profile, dev, and the live coding is activated, just like we run Quarkus application as dev mode on my local machine. Try to access the route URL, and this is a landing page. As you can see, exactly the same thing on the local machine, and the output of the REST API is hello REST is from local. Exactly the same thing as we run in our local machine. Okay, let's try to find out the route URL because before we run the remote development, we need to add the live reload URL here. So live reload URL is where your application is running on the dev mode. So that's why we're going to use the route URL on your OpenShift container platform. And let's try to run the client application. So here is we're going to use the Maven command line, but we're going to add the remote dash dev. And then this Maven command line allows you to run and Quarkus dev mode and connect to the remote to your application. As you can see, we just succeeded to connect to remote server. If you fail to connect to remote server, please make sure your password and the remote URL. Okay, let's try to change the code once again from OpenShift and save a file and go back to OpenShift web browser and reload the endpoint. And the new change code will be show up just like that. Okay, here's go. Perfect and awesome. Behind the scene, the Quarkus detected to change the code and try the packaging and deploy to OpenShift container platform, just like sending our mutable jar file and the necessary library file to OpenShift container platform. So this is the way how to use a remote development mode from your local machine to remote your container environment like OpenShift or Kubernetes or just container engine, etc. So just to make sure you're not going to use this feature in your production environment. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe my YouTube channel for the next available technical video. Have a good rest of the day.